Are limiting beliefs standing in the way of living your best life? Well, it is for many of us. And this is Crystal Cook talking to you about simple strategies to navigate a complex world. And one of the things that I find that is a struggle for most people is our own self-limiting beliefs. It seems to be the one thing that really stands between us and greatness. What are some self-limiting beliefs that you might have? Some common ones that I have encountered with myself personally and also with clients and friends is things such as, well, that's for other people. Other people get to do that, not me. I'm not special. I am not smart enough or pretty enough, or I just don't know how to do that. I'm just simple. I'm just normal. I'm just common. And we seem to think that the people that are achieving all of these wonderful things out there, that there's something different about them, that they have something inherently better or more, I don't know, special than what we have. And the truth is, we're all human. We're all so much the same, and we all have the same insecurities, similar insecurities. Everybody has insecurities on some level, some more so than others. And we're all human, and there's truly nothing significantly different about anybody. We have different skills, we have different talents, but we're all very capable of greatness. And ways there are certainly there are strategies to move past those self-limiting beliefs. And I think the best place to start is really identifying them and understanding them for what they are. If you noticed throughout the day, we have this ongoing narrative going on in our minds, right? That tells us, oh, it's really hot outside, or the traffic is really bad, or that car just cut me off. We just have this ongoing narrative that's talking about the day as we go through the day. That narrative often also tells us things about ourselves, like, oh, that was a stupid thing to say. Oh, I can't believe you did that. Or, oh my gosh, you are so ridiculous, or you're so stupid, or you're so clumsy, or whatever. And oftentimes, if we really listen, that self narrative can get really out of control and just being really, really mean. And the things that it says to ourselves, the things that we say to ourselves in this ongoing narrative is not always nice. That's where we have the power to take ownership of that narrative and change it, and to really catch it when it's saying things that isn't nice and shifting it to something that is nicer, and to really question it. It's like, okay, so I said something. Maybe someone else thought it was dumb. Maybe they didn't. It doesn't matter. So I made a comment. Let's move on. So I tripped coming up the stairs. Okay, instead of looking at it as, oh my gosh, you're so stupid, you're so clumsy, how about if I just look at it like, oh, that was kind of funny. And that's a funny story to tell someone. And when we look in the mirror, instead of saying, oh my gosh, look at those new wrinkles you have, or your face is so ugly, notice when that voice that is not nice is saying something not nice, and stopping it, and really challenging that narrative. And it's just really going through the day and being aware of that narrative, and how much of that narrative is neutral, like it's hot outside or the traffic is bad. That's neutral. It's a narrative that's talking to you about your day, and how much of it is not nice, and maybe challenging that and changing it to, wow, your hair looks nice today, or wow, I like my smile today, or wow, this is a pretty shade of lipstick that I put on today, or whatever that voice can say to yourself. You can change it to being something kinder, something that helps a lot of people with really taking control of that narrative, is to start the day in a meditation. And that meditation could look like anything, it could be a prayer. It could be starting the day with 2 minutes of gratitude, of just thinking of the things that you're grateful for that day, or taking a minute to 5 minutes to just set your intentions for the day. It's like, okay, today it's Monday, it's maybe hectic. I have a few meetings first thing this morning. I want to center myself, and my intention is to go into these meetings in a place of groundedness and to think before I speak. Those are some examples. And it's just really first thing in the morning is just really after you get up in the morning, you look at your goals and you get in touch with your emotions on how you're going to feel when you 100% reach those goals. Then just sit and get grounded. And when we do that, our minds slow down long enough for us to notice and to be able to grab those negative beliefs before they even have a chance to take hold of ourselves. Like, oops, there's that negative self-talk. I'm going to grab it and throw it away, and I'm going to replace it with something nice, because truly those negative that negative self-talk that we have, it's not true. It lies to us all of the time, and it's not helpful. It's actually hurting us. And so we can notice it, grab it, shift it, and replace it with something. Maybe it's a far reach to say, okay, well, if I look in the mirror every morning and my narrative has been for the past 5 years that, oh, you're ugly. Maybe it's a stretch for me to then look in the mirror and say, oh, I'm beautiful. Maybe what we can do then is change that negative narrative, that negative comment that is in our mind, change it to something that's neutral to, wow, um, I'm not ugly. I'm myself today, and I'm going to get dressed, and I'm going to be my best version of myself. And maybe I don't believe that I'm beautiful today, but today I don't believe that I'm ugly either. That's just a simple example of something that we can change to shift from negative to neutral. And once we really take command of that inner voice, that narrative, that ongoing narrative, then magic can happen, because that ongoing narrative controls us in so many ways. If we have an ongoing narrative constantly telling us negative things about ourselves, like you're ugly, you're clumsy, you're stupid, you're not worth anything, or no one's going to love you, that ongoing narrative all day long is telling us these horrible things, gosh, you know, we wouldn't speak to someone we love like that ever. Why are we speaking to ourselves like that? Why are we allowing ourselves to speak to ourselves? So it's really noticing it and then changing it. And an author and a writer that I really like a lot is Esther Hicks. And one of the things that she says is a belief is just the thought that we keep on thinking. So if we can change our thoughts that we keep thinking, then we can change our beliefs. And how fabulous it would be if we can really remove those self-limiting beliefs, change them into limitless beliefs, and watch yourself and how much more you are in a day, and how much more you show up to your friends and to your job, and how many changes that you start making in your life when you start really believing in yourself and removing those barriers. Really, our self-limiting beliefs are false barriers, are false walls that we put up, and how magical our lives can be when we realize, well, wait a minute. It's almost like in the Wizard of Oz, right? When behind the curtain is, the big scary wizard that really isn't a big scary wizard at all. And so what we do again is break these down into simple action steps. Simple again doesn't mean easy. Doing things can be difficult, it can be challenging, and it doesn't mean we're going to get it right 100% of the time. But what we do is we break it down into simple steps. So the first thing is we notice. Notice that ongoing narrative that's taking place in your mind. Notice what it's saying. Notice when it's saying things to you that is not nice. Notice it. First of all, let's notice it throughout the day, notice it throughout the week, how often that's happening, how often is that voice saying mean things to you. Once we notice it, then we can do things to shift it. Let's question it. Is it true? Just because I tripped up the stairs, does that mean I'm clumsy and I'm stupid? No. It might mean that I do funny things sometimes and I can get hurt, and maybe I'm saying this because this happens to me quite frequently, that I need to pick up my skirt or my pants with my foot doesn't get caught in it, but it doesn't mean that I'm stupid. Just because I maybe say a joke and nobody laughs and it kind of falls on its face doesn't mean I'm stupid. It just means, okay, maybe I said a joke that wasn't really funny. So does a lot of people. And most people aren't even going to remember it the next day. Um, Maybe I'm not the most um, pretty girl in the entire building, but what does that matter? Maybe I'm not the smartest person in my department, but that doesn't mean I'm stupid. Just because I make a mistake while I'm driving, everybody makes mistakes sometimes, and it doesn't mean that I'm stupid and that I'm terrible. Um, Maybe I have big dreams, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that those dreams are for other people and not for myself. So it's really challenging when you notice these limiting thoughts, these negative thoughts, this negative verbal narrative happening to you. Challenge it. Is it true? Most of the time, it's not true. Challenge it and then offer an alternative. Um, an alternative could be, okay, I made a joke and it was stupid. Oh my God, I'm so stupid. I can't believe I said that. I'm always so stupid saying stupid things. Okay, says it. Okay, I'm not stupid. I'm challenging that. I made a joke and it wasn't funny, but maybe an alternative is, I made a joke, it wasn't funny. The next joke I'm going to make is going to be funny. Or I have big dreams and I'm going to work on my big dreams because I can achieve those dreams too. Um, I'm just as smart or just as clever or just as witty or just as whatever as anybody else. I'm just as worthy. I'm just as lovable. And I am worthy of reaching those dreams too. And so it's really just, what is another alternative to that negative self talk? And then I think what you'll notice is that your self talk will become more positive and less negative. You'll focus less time on the negative things. If you say something that you regret, or you say something that's like, oh my gosh, I wish I wouldn't have said that, or maybe you say something that's not very nice, and you notice, oh, that wasn't very thoughtful. I apologize. And then you realize that you're human. You're gonna make mistakes, and then next time you'll try to do better, and you will be more forgiving with yourself, and you will notice that you will start talking to yourself in that ongoing narrative in a kind and loving way, like as if you would talk to your friend or to your mother or to your sister or to someone else that you care about. And the more self love we give ourselves, the more kinder we are, the more encouraging we are to ourselves. That wall, that barrier that limits us tends to go away. And all of a sudden, we feel propelled. It's like it's the opposite effect, that we suddenly rise up to then reach our goals. And it's like things start coming together. There seems to be these synchronistic events that happen, that this takes place and this takes place, and it all falls together because when we get out of the way of ourselves, truly the sky's the limit, and you're capable of doing greatness. You're here, you've come here in this realm, in this embodiment, in this planet, in this life, to do great things and to make an impact and to make a difference. And maybe that difference, it doesn't have to be saving children out of burning buildings. It doesn't have to be this huge thing to make the world a better place. It can be a lot of things that can make the world a better place, that gives you joy and happiness, whatever that is throughout your day. And we all have different things that give us joy and feed our soul. Maybe For someone, it's writing a story, or maybe for someone, it's like, I love, you know, cleaning houses for people because when they come home and they have a beautiful clean house, it fills them with joy. And I know I'm responsible for helping someone else feel joy. Um, maybe I'm a tour guide and I love being a tour guide because I love travel and I love stories and I love telling people about these wonderful, remarkable places. And when I do that, other people get joy and they get exposed to a culture and to a life that they weren't before. So there's so many things that we can do that really make the world a better place. And it can be simple and it can be significant all at the same time. And this is Crystal Cook, and I hope this was helpful in giving you simple strategies to live your best life and to really conquer those self limiting beliefs.